Hey guys, so this video we're going to be looking at the cross guard. In my opinion, the cross guard is one of the most underused guards in modern jiu-jitsu. It's really effective both for sweeps and submissions and setting up back takes, and it's really fun to play. So this video I'm going to overview some of my favorite setups and ways to attack with it and give you guys a good overview of the system. If you guys like this content, please comment and like and let me know what you would like to see in future videos. All right, so we're gonna start off setting it up from closed guard. I'll show different setups later on, but I just think this is the simplest one for people to understand in the beginning. So if we're in closed guard, and let's say the guy go ahead and starts standing up, right? So he starts standing up here, is I'm gonna get this cross sleeve grip, and now I'm gonna underhook his leg. Once I underhook this leg, I'm just gonna unlock my guard, and I want my left leg to almost fall into like this X guard kind of positioning here. Okay, from here, there's a lot of different options I can do. We're gonna put our right foot in the bicep, and we're just gonna build our attacks off of this standing position first, and then we're gonna deal with some different stuff. So the first attack I really like to build off here is the omoplata. So the big thing when I do the omoplata from standing here is I don't want to immediately go deep on the omoplata because it's a little bit easier for him to defend in posture. So the first thing I like to do when I go is I like to use my heel in the armpit because it's way easier to push him forward and bring him down. If I bring him down, now I can shoot the leg deeper and start to set up and go for the actual omoplata finish here. As well as it's easier to move them around and set up different attacks, right? So when I'm playing this position, I like this leg lower and not super high because when you're lower, you can just make fast choices and transitions, right? So again, I go forward with the heel, that pushes him forward. And now as I bring him to the floor, sometimes I can literally, go back up real quick. Sometimes if I hit with enough force, if he's down, I can actually flip him over here like this and just come up directly there. But a lot of times they'll kind of resist and then I switch to the regular omoplata. So another great attack from here is when you start threatening this omoplata, almost always guys are gonna start posturing really hard because they wanna resist your omoplata. If you watch the Matrix video I did before, this is one of my favorite setups for the Matrix. It's so automatic. So again, I unlock my guard, I start going to cross guard. He starts to posture here and I hop up on my shoulder, catch the hip, come around, and go for the back directly. This is a really, really common response. So again, you always have to take the attack they give you, not what you want. So if I open my guard here and I start to go for the omoplata and he doesn't posture, I'm just gonna continue with the omoplata threat, right? But often as I start to do this, he feels that and he makes it really easy to switch, come around there and go for the back. Okay, so the next one I'm gonna do is gonna be a transition to the X guard. So the main thing that makes it the cross guard is the cross sleeve grip, this underhook here, right? This right leg, sometimes I'll come in and switch to X guard. Sometimes it comes out to the bicep. It can even float around a little bit, okay? So the right leg can move a lot. This left leg stays in this position. So sometimes from here I go for the omoplata or I go for the matrix and it's just difficult to get. So one easy attack to do is to butterfly hook this leg here. And now when I center my hips up and come underneath, it's very easy to push him forward and out. Once I push him out here, one of my favorite attacks is I push this leg over top of my own arm, and now it's really easy to sit up and grab the back. If I grab the back here, this arm is trapped, I can pull him in, and I can often even trap this arm here and go for here, right? And a lot depends on how they respond. Same idea, even if he stays standing, because sometimes they fall down to their knee, even if he stays standing here, this leg, when I push him forward, becomes so light, it's easy to throw over, and I grab the hip here, push, come out here, throw the leg over and start going for the back. This is an attack I learned at a Marcelo Garcia seminar like 10 or 11 years ago. He used it from just a slightly different situation, but it fits perfectly in with the cross guard. Okay, so next we're gonna look at what to do when they're on the ground and you're playing it because it's slightly different. But before I get into that, just an extra detail here to keep in mind is when I'm playing this cross guard position, I'm a little bit on my side. You can't really play it effectively completely flat because my leg can't move around and I can't really attack well. So I wanna be kind of like on my side a little bit with this underhook and the calf grip, just like I'm about to already throw a matrix. My right foot's in the bicep, I can move and decide here, and that also makes it so that when I do switch to the X guard, the transition from being on my side to flat gives me a lot of ability to move him and do stuff and start building from there. Okay, so another cool sequence when you pull into this X guard position is when I butterfly hook and I bring forward, a lot of times they'll drop to the knee. And when they drop to the knee, this is a very good like transitional position that happens a lot with a lot of different options. So one thing I can do is if you post that hand, I can shoot out for a triangle here. Another one is I can switch to this pant grip, and depending on the angle of his foot, I can go in and start chasing this ankle lock. I like to leave the heel out here, I come up here, and I can get a really nice tight ankle lock there. A lot of people call that the Aoki lock because it's more like a heel hook almost. Another option, once I bump them forward like this, is I can switch to the cross pant grip,
push the heel over, grab the hip here, and now I start working my way out to the back. Sometimes I go straight to the back. Sometimes what I like to do is if they're really difficult, I pull them in almost like I'm gonna take them overhead first, so he posts his hand, and then it's easier to pull him up to go for the finish there as well. All right, so let's look at setting it up when we're on the ground. So here I'm gonna get the cross sleeve grip. If he was double gripping the lapel, I might come here, break, and get this cross grip. So now when I wanna switch to it here, if he's sitting back, I need to kind of rock him forward with my knees so I can get this underhook. Once I get this underhook, it can feel a little bit awkward here. So a lot of times instead of going straight to the bicep, I like to use my knee shield to kind of control the distance to set my body out to the side. Once I get this knee shield pushed out and I can get my hip out, now I have an easier angle to play the position. From here, my left heel in the same way, I can kind of push it forward to bring him forward instead of immediately going super deep. So as I push him forward, now I can switch out to the omoplata and go for the finish. Another great sequence from here is I'll try to push him forward here like this, and the guy will turn back into me, and here you can shoot the triangle really easy. So the omoplata and triangle threat from crossguard are super powerful. One other sequence that works really well with that, circle this way a little bit. Okay. One other sequence that works really well with that is they'll often hold this pant leg because they learn that you're going for that triangle or omoplata, and I can't go for the triangle there, and sometimes when they hold this, that's difficult. So what I do is I bring my knee to my chest. Here, you don't have to be that flexible. You don't have to like stack yourself. Just bring your knee to your chest here, and now I come over, I grab the elbow, I use my armpit to kind of lock his wrist in position, and I can throw my leg over to hit the arm bar. If you're not flexible enough to do that, you can also just kind of do one of these kind of hip wedge arm bars. In worst case, he'll turn his arm in, and then it just turns into an omoplata on the other side, and now I can sit up here. Bonus points, if I get the omoplata, start standing all the way up. Stand all the way up, yeah. Here, and he postures, I can immediately use that to start going a matrix on the other side, and that'll look really flashy if you pull that off. All right, so let's talk about some common setups. So closed guard's a great way to set it up, but some of the most useful ways are from open guard. So here we're gonna be in collar sleeve, or it could just be a lasso. Basically, anytime this elbow knee gap is open, I can switch to the cross sleeve, especially if the guy postures up a lot, like this, and I'm just gonna unlasso and underhook the leg. And right here, I can immediately start going for the omoplata. Again, he postures up or something, and now I'm clipping into the matrix, and all of that stuff opens up really easy. On the near side's a really good way. Sometimes I could even be playing De La Hiva, or if I do underhook De La Hiva, and I'm threatening here, the guy will open that gap, and with the underhook De La Hiva, I can just pull my leg out and immediately go into the threat from here and start building from here. Another really good way to set it up is far side collar sleeve. So in this case, I'm playing my collar sleeve. Maybe the guy puts this knee in the way. It's being very difficult. So I switch to the cross sleeve. I actually like to control both hands for a moment here because it makes it harder to break. Sometimes when you're here, the guy can loop your grips to try to break. But when I double grip, it's very hard, right? So I can play here, and now I can use the shield or the foot and the bicep, and I'm going to swing and underhook this far leg. Once I underhook this leg, I want to pull to try to pull him in to start getting close. And once I get here, now I'm back in the same position as well. I could immediately go into the triangle. I could butterfly hook here and start pushing out. Now I'm coming around for the X and the back take, and all these things open, okay? And obviously there's more setups than just that, but those are some of the foundational ones. So start playing around this position, and you're gonna find a lot of different combinations you can do from here. Again, one of the things I love about this position, it's not just a sweeping guard or just a submission guard. It sets up a lot of sweeps, a lot of submissions, a lot of back takes. It's very versatile and very fun to play. All right, guys, so now I'm gonna include some sparring clips so I can show the techniques in action so you have better context. And then after that, I'm gonna include some clips of me coaching the class so you can see common details or issues that people have when they're learning it. If you guys like this format of video, please like, comment, and let me know. It helps support the channel and also gives me future ideas for videos to make for you guys in the future. Thanks. right? So I'm okay with being deep behind, but I just want to be on my side. If I'm flat, it's really hard to play because like here I don't have any force with this, and then it's hard to get my leg to do the omoplata. But when I'm on my side like this is a quick to hit, as well as if you posture up, that's easy to hit as well because I have the side position. And when I transition to X guard, going from side to flat is what creates that off balance, right? So you need this. You need to be underside. Yeah. Yeah. If I was here like this doing stuff, if he back steps a little bit to the left, like this, now the angle for that becomes really strong, right? So you have to kind of take what they give you. So if it feels like he's boxed over you, then probably just try to work underneath the X. But when you do that transition from here, see how he's so close, the omoplata feels unnatural. But when I butterfly hook here, when I center up, I'm gonna get so much force to move him out. You see right there, I could go like that, easy.
There you go. Grab that calf material. And then here I just want you to put your right butterfly hook in. Freeze. And then when you switch to centering flat, feel how you can launch him forward. Lift and drive to the right. Center and then lift and take him to the right. And then, yeah, you see how much force you get with that? So that motion will help a lot. And then go up. You have to take what they give you. So like when I'm here, right? If I'm right here, I think I could take the omoplata. But like some people will step closer with this leg here. You see, and now the omoplata feels kind of unnatural here. So maybe I'd have to push him back and then go, or I would butterfly hook here, go, and I can lift out there. If he posts the hand, I like that to hit the triangle there. Cool. Make sure I like to grab this like calf material. Because sometimes if you don't, like just do what you were doing, sometimes he might step out really quick, right? More up and out. But when you have the pant, yeah, exactly. When you have the pant material, that's harder for them to do, right? So you're here, so now he deadlifts, and then you just hop up and throw it. Yeah, and the big thing is like, I find it's easier if you kind of hop your hip out to the side. Yeah, there, that's better. Now grab the hip. The hip if you can, yeah. Now left foot on the floor, shrimp your hip out. Let go of the underhook, and then now come around. There you go, good, perfect. In general, when I do this, let me do it. I like to move around them. I don't like to move them too much, right? It's just easier. It's more like if I'm here, right, and he postures, see I kind of move around, like everything there is just smooth. Like I don't want to like be trying to break him down. You can do it sometimes, and it happens, but then I get more entangled. Like if I hit here and I bring him down to the floor, and then we start getting in here, sometimes he like grabs onto my foot, and like starts trying to, and then like we end up, and I can still finish with this stuff, but it gets kind of entangled, right? So the best is to just navigate around really quick. When you set it up, you were, instead of being low, go back, you were like kind of way up here, right? So if you're here and I go here, see now when he deadlifts, it's easy, right? But if I go really high, like now, you see it's a lot harder to like catch. And then even if I get here, now he'll step forward. Yeah, see, and it gets harder, right? Whereas if I'm here, I just go like this. He resists and postures. There. Whoa. Like that. Yeah.
Just a question about.
What's up? What's up?
That was a
diamond cutter. Yeah.
If you pop the leg over, hold the arm like that, which way would you prefer
Are you talking about with the arm feed?
to get up onto the back? Which hooks do you let go of?
It kind of depends on how they respond. So you're saying like I push out here, I throw over here, I go here. It's going to depend on how you respond.
If you go one step back, like so you've just come up and put the foot down.
I go always forearm over, back,
And
yeah.
you're keeping both hooks in.
Right now, yeah, it'll depend on what you do. Some people, by the time I come here, they start standing.
I didn't think you could get up here without pulling a hook out.
No, you can definitely stay here,
Okay.
right? So then I have to persist however I want from here. Often, I'll either pull them back or you might even start standing, so like stand all the way up, right? So, yeah, and sometimes I end up like this, and that can happen. It's pretty easy to, yeah. So you have to ride out the finish, but if you get them there and you get the back, you're gonna get something.
No, I'll try. I'm gonna try and keep both hooks in and get to the back.
Yeah, do it.
Thanks.
No problem. Yeah, and then you just come forward. You could even do a crab ride. You remember the crab ride you did the other day? Yeah, like once you're here, it depends on how you respond. I could just go to the back, but fall to your left shoulder. Look, I'm already here. I could start going here to pass, and then when he turns back into me, right? I could start going there.